yeah, we have it in San Francisco too, but I think the same exact issue. It's interesting. I used HSDPA in Australia. Telstra, oh man, I feel so sorry for the people in Australia. Telstra, which was owned by the Australian government and has been kind of privatized, although the government still owns half of it, is absolutely, appallingly greedy. And I mean, it's kind of stunning. There are competitors, but they're all small players. I mean, when you have a government-run, internet service provider and telco, it's kind of hard to compete against them. And Telstra is very anti-competitive. If you want to be an ISP and you want a DSL switch in Telstra's offices, they apparently make it very difficult for you. But you know what they do? This is, they have very low data caps, like 500 megabytes a month. Megabytes a month.
Wow, I would go through that pretty quickly.
Like in a day.
Yes.
It's as somebody who produces content that's big that you want to download, and I'm planning to do more video, and I'm sure you guys are too. That's not good news. That's ridiculous. It means Australia can't afford to download our stuff.
Maybe you're just a little fancy. Maybe you need to start thinking about, 16, two frame per second,
16 kilobit versions of the show. We actually do a couple of shows with 16 kilobit versions.
Your special Tamagotchi oriented version of the podcast.
I just feel bad for them. Anyway, but we were using HSDPA on the road, and sometimes it was quite fast. Sometimes it was not. It wasn't noticeably better than EVDO. It seemed like it was about the same.
Yeah, that's where you get into the question of I don't mind having high speed available to me if it's pretty much free or if I don't have to pay that much more for it.
But if I start,
if my monthly data charge goes up from $20 to $65, and I can't rely on getting access to that high speed whenever I need it, wherever I need it, that's going to make me wonder why I'm bothering.
We maxed out every card we had in about 5 days. And I maxed out my connection because, by the way, it's not just downloads, it's uploads too. And I was uploading pictures and video. I maxed out in a day. And then they charge you like 10 cents a megabyte. It's outrageous.
It's amazing, though, because it really brings you back around to a different time. I was having this conversation with someone the other day where, if you've been around this stuff for, a few years, you think about, really how disruptive something like YouTube is. I remember the first time that I tried to put up a video on my website. I output something in Premiere at what I thought was a pretty modest, back in the day when you'd have like these little postage stamp sized videos that were basically glorified animated GIFs, but still I could blow through my bandwidth for the month, in a day with hardly any visitors at all.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to think about how, even though we certainly are where we should be with bandwidth in this country, it is still amazing to think about the change that all you can eat bandwidth has made possible.
And we pay more here than in a lot of countries. But I mean,
oh God,
we're probably
is it Korea or Japan where they get the
just high speed for nothing?
I mean, get the equivalent of a T3 for like $10 a month or something.
Yeah, I know. We're kind of in the middle of the pack. There's worse. Australia is one, and there's a lot better. Scandinavia, Asia. So a couple of attacks on iTunes.